we're feeding our son real food. We give him options. We give him some fruit. We give him some vegetables. We give him meat. We give him fish. He is the one choosing to eat a mostly carnivore-based diet. Why do you think that's the case? Let's talk about it. So our son Daro is 16 months now, and he's never had candy or ice cream or cake, or I don't think he's ever had gluten. I'm pretty sure he's never had gluten, and he's definitely never had any grain products, especially from the food we feed him. I mean, he's had a few things at restaurants we've eaten, so maybe there's been some cross-contamination, but he's never knowingly been fed or eaten gluten, grains, beans, lentils. I don't think he's even had rice. And he's never had condensed sugar from any processed food. He's had fruit. He's had some strawberries and berries, and he has grapes from time to time, but they're kind of high in sugar. So his palate is pretty clean, right? He hasn't had the brain-altering effects of any of these heavily processed, sugar-laden foods. The point of today's video is showing you how we're giving him options and he's choosing what he wants. He will eat fruit. He likes fruit. We do give him options on that. We don't force feed him a bunch of it, and we might even limit it at times if we think he's eating too much of it. But what we found is he kind of limits himself. For example, if we give him a plate and he's got some eggs, and maybe he's got like a piece of bacon, and then he's got a few grapes, for example, well, he'll probably eat the few grapes, but he's definitely eating the bacon, and he's definitely eating some of the eggs. And sometimes he might eat all the eggs and all the bacon, and then maybe leave a grape or two. When we give him grass-fed beef, and then again, maybe there's some fruit or some greens or whatever. For example, recently, we had some frozen broccoli that we, butter, salt, whatever, cooked it up, and he had that on his plate. He had some steak, small bits of steak on his plate, and I think that was it, actually. It was just broccoli and steak, and he ate all the steak, and I think he nibbled on the broccoli, but he more just kind of picked it up and threw it. Now, this isn't scientific by any means, but what I've noticed is he leans towards those foods that his biology knows are going to have nutrition and that his biology knows is good for him. Now, of course, they're going to taste good to him. Well, guess what? Evolutionarily, food wouldn't taste good if it didn't have some mechanism in place for us. And this can actually explain why processed foods taste good, but they're also bad for us. And also something like meat and steak tastes good, but it's very good for us, right? You have this manufactured food that is full of carbs. Carbs taste very good to us. Carbs in nature, if we found them, we would want to eat them because that would fatten us up. In the wild, you want to store body fat. You want to eat food every chance you get because guess what? There's no fridge, there's no refrigerator, and there's no grocery store. If you didn't eat food, you might die. And if you didn't eat food for long periods of time, you could eventually die. So it was not an option to our ancestors. They ate food when it was available, they stored as many calories as they could, and then they went on with their lives. Same thing with something like meat. Meat that's fatty, that's got some salt in it, that tastes really good. Our biology is going to crave those things. It's going to taste delicious to us because it is full of nutrition. The problem with the processed, highly palatable foods is they're engineered by corporations putting together in a way that's unnatural, that you're not going to find in nature, and our body enjoys it and gets dopamine and reward centers lighting up because it's going to help us gain fat. Well, guess what? Most people today don't want to gain fat. And I know I'm going a little bit off topic here. This is really about why my son is choosing a carnivore-based diet, but it just goes to show you some of the theory around and the explanations around why that's the case. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that if he ate nothing but really good grass-fed beef, maybe some wild game, and maybe mixed up with some wild fish and sardines and oysters and things like that, that he would never have to eat another food his entire life, and he would be healthy, and he would live a long life, and he would have absolutely no modern Western disease, period. That's just all it comes down to. So if you want to learn more about the carnivore diet, the keto diet, any of these things, the theory behind it, why it is, why we give my son those options and I have no guilt whatsoever around it, why I believe that plants are actually a supplement to the diet and they're not the best human food. Animal products, especially fatty cuts of meat from red meat or fatty fish and things like that, are actually the best foods for humans. And because I believe that so thoroughly, without a shred of doubt, I have no reason whatsoever to have any fear or any shame or guilt around feeding those foods to him, or really what we're doing is giving them to him on a plate and then he's choosing, right? Because I thoroughly believe that is the natural human diet and it is real food and it is going to best express his genes and his biology. And you can watch other videos about why that's the case, why fat and that lipid hypothesis and why saturated fat being demonized and salt being demonized and all these things has literally been backwards, has literally been wrong. It's not even a shred of truth to it. Not a shred of truth to all the really bad research that was done in the 60s and 70s and 80s and that people still cite today that haven't got up to date with the fact that fat is pure nutrition for humans. It is necessary, and animal products that are clean, that have fat and protein, are the best human foods. So make sure you like and subscribe and drop some comments below. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions on this or you want to talk about it more, you can send me an email to colin@wildfoods.co, and I'll see you in the next one.